Alrighty, here we go. Going for a nice little stroll on the CBR Thunder Double R. Guess I should introduce myself first. I am the muted one. Yeah, pretty much it. Just going for a nice little stroll in my neighborhood. Let's go. And this is the 2005 Honda CBR 600 Double R, which I got for $1,900. Not too bad. Has a salvage title, but runs fine. Everything. Needed some, I guess, chain sprocket, or needed a chain sprocket kit installed on it, and oh my god. Yeah, I've been doing some construction on this road, so pretty messed up right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this windscreen out of eBay. Well, it's one of those rubber grommet things, so this is just how it is right now, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's why there's two of these little screws missing on either side. That's how it is right now. I guess some things about me, let's see, what else? Yeah, because I just love to talk about me. Nah, doubt it. I've been riding for about 5 months now. I started on a Ninja, or not a CBR, Kawasaki Ninja 500R from the model year 2009. And yeah, pretty much I started off on that. And actually, of course, I'm still a beginner. Everything. I just want something a little bit faster, so I decided to get this. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, this bike is definitely a lot faster, but a lot twitchier too. So, like, I guess that's one thing. If you're a beginner, you really have to respect the throttle on these things. These things, but yeah, they can definitely get away from you if you're not careful. Especially if you're beginning and you haven't really developed that, I guess, throttle control that you would have if you've been riding a little longer, you know. So here we are, going over some mountains here. Or not mountains, but hills. Kind of riding around. A good old time. Yeah. Another thing, the rear tire, I still haven't replaced it since I've got this. Yup. It's kind of bald in the center, so, you know, hopefully I don't whip around too much. Yeah, pretty much the windscreen that originally came on this bike was actually, or that I received it in anyway, it seemed like it was pretty much an OEM windscreen. But the person, I guess, decided to paint it, or I guess they got an aftermarket one. Yeah, I got this one off eBay. It was 20 bucks. The double bubble windscreen, one for a clear model, just so that I could, I suppose, just so I can actually see through the thing at night. Really. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Even though the smoke windscreens look cooler, I decided to go for something like this. Plus, I guess when I get down here, it does block a decent amount more wind, especially because I am on the taller side. I'm about 6'1"-ish. 6'1" is kind of pushing it, but Turn. Yep. Fun time. Yeah, it's getting kind of cold out here. I live in the, then you know where that is, where this is, live by Temecula, California, or Temecula, I guess, call it. Yeah, it's getting pretty cold out here, considering. I mean, normally it gets about, like, I don't even know, normally it's like 40 degrees, or the lowest it'll get is like 40 or 50 degrees pretty much during winter time. But at night, I mean, just last night, I mean, it was, heck, it was like 32 degrees. It's getting pretty cold, considering. Which I know that's not really like that cold in other places. Like, my uncle was telling me about Utah, how there were pretty much the people like going out in 30, 40 degree weather with tank tops and shorts. So that really isn't much, or it's not really that cold considering. But for California, pretty bad. We're not used to it. Bring back the warm weather. Actually, nah. More enjoyable this way. It's fun, you know, because if you're just stuck in one particular, I guess, like if the climate's always the same, I don't know, it's just fun to mix things up. It's a little more fun to do that as opposed to just kind of, I don't know, just keeping everything the same. Another thing that I kind of want to do as well, maybe find some people to ride with. That would be pretty cool. Though I am a bit hesitant, I won't admit, just since I have seen quite a few videos of people in group rides and stuff, nailing each other. I don't know, it seems like it gets pretty ugly pretty quick if things go wrong. There's that. I slow down here. This central area. Well, I guess I'll, yeah, I guess I'll do a quick comparison of this bike to the Ninja 500R. That bike, I believe, has about 49 horsepower, I'd say. About 30 foot-pound of torque, I believe. And then this one has about, I'm shocked, I think it's about 112 horsepower and 45, 46 foot-pound of torque. And yeah, in the top end, you can definitely feel it goes a lot faster than that 500R. Slow down here. A little bit too quick. A little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. Just here. And another thing is for those of you out there that are below the age of 21, which I'm 19, and I just made it my mission to go out, get my motorcycle license, because it's really kind of been a dream for me, honestly, ever since I was about, I'd say, 14 or so. I just started looking at bikes, and then first I kind of looked at the 250s, kind of realized that, I don't know, they look really cool, but I don't know, it's just, it seems like on like the freeway and stuff, like, they didn't seem to really have, I mean, from what I heard anyway, it seemed like people were just like getting tired or something, or I don't know. They're not tired. I'm sorry. What I meant to say was that the bike would just run out of breath, kind of, at that point. So I just kind of looked for an alternative bike to kind of shoot for when I got older and finally got my endorsement and everything. I started riding bikes. So then I stumbled across the Ninja 500R. And once I stumbled across that, then I was like, oh hey, that's a pretty cool looking bike too. I mean, obviously the styling and everything is pretty much remained unchanged. I mean, there's some little like tweaks and differences and stuff between, I guess, like I think it's like the, I don't even know, I think it's like the 2002 model and like the 89 model. I think it's the 89 model. But for the most part, pretty much the same bike as the bike that they built in 89. So I was like, oh hey, I mean, this bike is quicker than the 250s. It would be better on the freeway. For in case if I ever want to do freeway driving or something, which I actually did do. I drove to a friend's house about an hour and a half away. And it was perfectly fine. So yeah, I started looking at that bike. I kind of got out of bikes for a while. I started getting into cars because I actually ended up getting a Mazda Miata. Because I just wanted a car at the time because I wasn't really thinking about getting an endorsement or anything first. And yeah, pretty much I just kind of went out. Actually, at one point I was just like, okay, I'm 18 now. I'm gonna go out and get my Class C license. Let's just go for it. So I took the permit test. I ended up passing. Then I went and pretty much, I don't even know, like, after I got my permit, which, I mean, the DMV was really annoying. I don't even know. So slow. Waited like 3 hours in order to even take that permit test. I ended up passing. Then after I ended up passing, I went home. I started looking at cars and things. I stumbled across this Miata, this red Miata, which I had actually been looking for, red Miata, and I ended up finding it. I purchased it. And yeah, that's pretty much when I got a job as well, which I know I may get some hate for this, but yeah, my grandfather and my parents, they kind of helped me out getting a car. And I ended up getting that Miata. It was like $2,700. Needed some fixing and stuff to do. Got a new soft top for it because the previous one was all messed up. And I installed it all on my own, just like the YouTube video, pretty much. And I saved myself a decent amount of money just doing it that way. So yeah, after I got my car, then I went in pretty much within a week. I mean, I know I got my permits, and like the next week I pretty much got the car, and then after I got the car, then literally like the next week I went in. Actually, I think within a couple of days, pretty much, I went in and took my license test for the first time, and I ended up failing because I stopped at a green light before making a right. It's pretty much a green, and then the instructor wanted me to make a right turn, so I ended up pretty much stopping because I was very unconfident at the time. I was kind of, I don't know, just afraid of messing up and everything, pretty much failing. So I ended up failing that time, but then the second time, I think within a couple, or I think like the next week, I went in, tested, and I passed. So yeah, after I got my Class B license on my car and everything, then I started looking to get a Fiesta ST, actually. The Ford Focus, or not the Ford Focus, the Ford Fiesta ST. Because I thought that would be kind of fun to get a car like that. I just want something with a little more power, really, and then something a little bit more practical. But then eventually I was like, I forget it, I can't, I don't want to be in debt. So then I started, like, I don't even know, like pretty much like a year later, I got the bug to get a motorcycle again. So then I went on Craigslist, I found that Ninja 500R, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, I'm just going for it. So I ended up getting it. I rode it around, really wasn't the best idea, wasn't really riding it legally, really. But I don't know, I was pretty much just kind of riding around my neighborhood and stuff, really enjoying it. That thing felt like a rocket ship when I first got on it, and really opened up the throttle, just because in our family we've never had a fast car or anything, and that's one of the reasons why I got into bikes, because it's inexpensive power is really what it is. I mean, we're going to get the performance of something like this for $1,800 or sorry, $1,900 nowhere, pretty much, unless you take like unless you Haggard Garage your Mazda Miata and then just like boost the crap out of it and then turn that thing into a rocket ship. But how long is that thing gonna last for? So I just saw this as a means of getting reliable, inexpensive power. So I got that Ninja 500R, and then I was like, okay, I'm 19, I can't go into the DMV and then just test, because that's not how it works here in California. I had to apply for the MSF course, and then I went in, and let's see, I think the course is about 18. I believe it's 18 hours. It's an 18-hour course. I could be wrong. So yeah, I went out and took that course. Overslept the last day, so I had to reschedule for like 2 months later. Or I guess it got rescheduled, and then that last day that I was going to be going, it's pretty much the last day was the test, which you can either get it or count everything out in 2 days, which is much more condensed. They pretty much found out all those hours within those 2 days, or you could do the 3-day thing, which is what I ended up doing because it was the most, I don't know. I guess this person didn't really like me too much for leaving on my brights. I'm sorry. I mean, back on topic, the MSF course, pretty much had to get it rescheduled, and then I went off and pretty much took that test. Yeah. That's the test, pass, which as long as you don't fall over or anything, then you should be fine. Which I actually saw 2 people get into accidents when I was at the MSF course. One person, he braked way too hard. He locked up the brakes, or yeah, he pretty much just locked up the brakes. He kind of flew off the bike a little bit. From what I saw, he was fine. And the other guy, he pretty much kind of did the same thing. I think he like fell over or something. I'm trying to think if it was the braking test, though. I don't think it was the braking test, but I think it may have been something else. Oh yeah, so the guys decided to go MSF course. Just be careful, you know, have confidence. I know it's very hard to have confidence with something that's new, but of course you're going to be nervous, which I was definitely nervous when I was taking it. We really just gotta try and relax and then just really not overthink it. Kind of let your instincts take over to a certain extent. So yeah, after that was done, then I decided that I was just going to take that. Anyway, yeah, I passed the test, and then I went to the DMV. Actually, before the DMV, you'll get a paper, which they will, a certificate of completion paper, which they will send to you in the mail. Takes about a week or so, I believe, or even just a couple days. I'm trying to remember. I think it was about 3 or 4 days for me to get it. So you take that paper to the DMV. Then once you take that to the DMV, then you just take your permit test. Which I actually ended up failing it the first time, and then the second time I ended up pretty much missing. Pretty much, if I would have missed one more, I would have failed. Which wouldn't have been a huge deal because they actually let you retake that permit test 3 times. I believe it's 3 times in a day, and then it's about, I think, $20 to take it. So then I passed it. They were like, okay, your license will be mailed to you. I was like, oh, cool. The thing is, though, is that this is where it gets a little bit weird because I actually talked to one of my friends, and he did the same exact process as me. He's under 21 as well. He's, I believe, yeah, he's 19 as well. And he realized that he didn't get that. He didn't get the license. For some reason, they, I think, issued him a permit. Which I ended up getting a whole new license for some reason. Which I'm assuming that's the way that's supposed to be. Is that, or I don't know. He went through the same exact process as me. Anyway, I got my license, and I started tearing up the streets a little bit. And yeah, with my Ninja 500. Aww. Yeah. There's actually one time I got tire fixation and kind of dropped a little bit, but nothing was really heard of besides the fairings, which is why I have a I have one of those Street Fighter headlights on it right now. Go down here a little bit. Driving a little bit fast. That's one thing that they cut the NSF for is pretty much if you can't stop within the distance of your headlights, then you're going too fast. That's definitely what I'm doing right now. Let's slow down a little bit. Over here. I'm gonna avoid that. Dirt a little bit. Yeah, one thing that's nice about these Super Sport bikes is that I don't know what it is, but I mean they're just so flippable. I mean, even compared to my Ninja 500R, there's just something about it. It just feels like, I think it may be the bar height, because with the Ninja 500R, I'm pretty much in that upright seating position. I'm like here, which here I'm kind of slouching over and kind of bending over a little bit more, and the bars are lowered, so you know, it's, I guess that's really what, boy, kind of scared me a little bit. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, I guess the bars are just lowered a bit more, so it really helps with handling. I guess just kind of the applicability of the bike. I could be wrong. Yeah, this bike feels really good. Gotta get that rear tire replaced, and I think that it should feel even better than how it is right now. That would be really nice, because you know it's all worn in the middle and everything, so it kind of leads the tire to really not turn as well. I guess in a way it also makes it a little more stable in the straight line, so I guess that's nice too. Ooh. Put down a little bit here. Alright, let's go. Oh gosh. See, this is one reason I hate using my low beam. Pretty much can't see anything. At the same time, it's like, then I'm blinding someone. I guess whatever. Try to be as courteous as I can when I'm on the street. So that can go out. I can go out the window at times. But hey, I'm a sinner. I make mistakes. The sinner saved by God's grace. That's really all it is. Yeah, but now I think about it, I think that motorcycle was back there. I feel like he had his brakes on too, or his high beams. Which that's actually, I believe, what they also teach you at the MSF course, is to always use your high beams. Like even at night, I could be wrong. But like even at night. So I was watching this video by 4-9, which, if you guys didn't know about them, they make fantastic motorcycling videos. You guys should go check them out if you want to. But yeah, they pretty much made this entire video on like all these things that could pretty much be dangerous. And one of them was using your high beams at night. Because if you have your high beams on, then it makes, like if somebody, say, is at a stop sign, then if they're waiting to make a left turn or a right turn, then your high beams can give them the illusion that you're much farther away than you actually are. That then pretty much they could potentially go for the turn, and then you could just slam right into them. Which honestly, I think they can be pretty much avoided, because I mean, I think it really is all about seeing potential threats and then acting accordingly, pretty much. If you see like someone sitting at a light or something and they're waiting to make a right turn or something, then maybe you should slow down or something, because you never know. I mean, the person cannot, or potentially could not really even be paying attention or something, and then they could just pull out right in front of you, and then boom, you hit someone. Heck, even while you're at it, might as well switch into the left lane so that maybe you avoid that person even more. Just give yourself a lot of space. Because another thing that they go over is really just I lost my train of thought. Let's see. Yeah, I'll think about it in a moment. Try to kind of pay attention to the road a little bit here. Not very good at multitasking. Yeah, that's pretty much what they'll teach you at the MSF course, is really just identifying threats or potential threats, and then pretty much thinking about it, like processing what you should do, and then acting according to what you feel is the best thing. That, and also like picking which lanes and everything you should be in, because that's very important too. That, and also considering which lane will give you the best possible sight around you, or really being able to, whichever lane will really just give you the best vision, pretty much. It, you know, so if there's a car in front of you, maybe you should switch into a lane, if there is a lane that doesn't have a car in front of it, and then use that to your advantage to be able to actually, I guess, look around and be able to potentially identify any threats going into the intersection or anything like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know how cold it is right now, but I'm frozen. Oh my gosh. Whoosh. It is dark. Yep. No sub, Brandon. No sub. Roy. Another thing, I like bean burritos. They're pretty good. You know, Del Taco bean burritos are probably the best. I'm starting to not really like them as much recently though, but yeah, it's all good. It's all about those ranch rollers. Yeah. Strawberry mini shakes and churros. Yup. Oh yeah, and the GoPro that I'm using is a GoPro Hero 3 Black Plus. I got it for $50 off of eBay. And then I got this chin mount, which that was $20. Actually, it's kind of one of those reach around ones. Stick it to the side of your helmet because I don't have a nice place to mount it on the front of my helmet, really, because it's rounded off and there's like a vent and stuff in front. That's another thing. Like with that car back there, I really should have turned over to maybe the left side sooner. That, and what you can also do if you see someone starting to pull out, you could really start honking, or you can even just honk at them, like, I guess, like even if they're just sitting there, just to remind them that you are coming. So if they are distracted, then hopefully they'll be able to hear you, and that could potentially save you from having a messed up day. That was like a cool 7. Full up day. Yeah, that's another thing. I decided to get this bike also from Cycle Cruiser. Yeah, he really enjoyed the bike, so I also heard about all the reliability stuff and everything, how reliable these bikes are, so I orange on it. One of the reasons why I decided to get this one over like a Yamaha R6 and all that stuff. Also, I heard about the bars being higher, which unfortunately I didn't find out until after I bought a 2005 model, that apparently the bar height on the 2007 and newer bikes were actually the ones that were, I guess, like the bar height was increased. It was higher. I think it was, I think he said something about it being raised by 10 millimeters over the 2005, 2006 models. That's fine. You know, I couldn't afford one of those models anyway, really, so, I mean, I guess I could afford it, but I could pay everything in cash. I don't like being in debt. So, yeah, I just looked for a considerable in my price range, and that's what I found. This is what I went for. And so far, it's been a really good bike. One issue right now with it, though, is there's a coolant leak, which I'm assuming that there's like a thermostat, or the thermostat housing is down there somewhere, because that's where it's leaking from right now. And it's been leaking a little bit, but it's fine. Gotta get that gasket replaced. Should be good. Another thing too is to get out of the car's blind spot. Like I'll show you, like, for instance, if I'm up in this area right here, not exactly right here, a little bit further up, then I'm pretty much in the car's blind spot and they can't see me. So one thing that you can do is get up right next to them right here, that at least when they look over they will be able to see you, or better yet, get in front of them so that you can avoid all that. You can avoid getting nailed, not have a messed up day. Yeah. Yep. To be honest, I hate a lot of the laws out here in California, but if anything, one nice thing about living out here is the lane splitting. As long as it's done safely, then you're good. Actually, then again, there's always that risk of potentially being, I don't know, like having like a door opened up on you or something, and then, yeah, that won't be too much fun, but. Yeah, it's kind of nice being able to just split through all those cars, get to where you want to go, not be stuck in traffic, because the last thing you want on a bike is stuck in traffic. Especially on like a super cold or super hot day or something. Your bike starts overheating. Like with this bike, this thing gets kind of hot. I mean, it'll get to about like 210 degrees. Like if you really leave it long enough, just idling, that can be bad. Yeah. I slow down. This guy doesn't nail me. You know, that wasn't very safe, the way that I did that. Go down a little bit. Center of the lane. Left side. Bumpy. Roads are relatively good out here, though. That is one nice thing. Like, watching some of Cycle Cruise's videos, and oh my gosh, the roads in Ohio seem like they're pretty bad. All the tar snakes and all the potholes, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, there's still potholes and stuff out here, but not really like all over the place. It seems like it is out there. Yup. Try to get through this light. Try to get through here and slow down. Not have a messed up day. Nice and cold, probably 35, 40 degrees, give or take. And I think my gear, wearing an AGV Sport Pisano perforated leather jacket, wearing the AGV Sport Willow pants, the, what are they called? CD Fusion Air boots, perforated ones, yeah, perforated ones, and then HJC IS-17. It's nice because you can get these helmets relatively cheap, and they have drop-down visors and stuff, and the safety ratings on these are really good. Which, I mean, it's not, it doesn't have like a smell sticker on the back of it or anything, but if you check the sharp testing, then it pretty much has like, it has like some of the best safety ratings out there, honestly. I mean, better than a lot of helmets. Check them. I mean, pretty much 5s all across the board. Actually, 4s and 5s pretty much. This has a drop-down sun visor, which is also nice as well. The downfall of that is that the helmet's pretty big, which I am wearing a size medium right now, and I won't lie, I kind of look like a bobblehead. You know, it's all good. It's all good though. On a completely different topic. Not completely different. Not in the same realm, but I was riding over to my friend's house. When I was riding my Ninja 500R, I ended up running through this pretty windy portion of. I don't know, there was like this portion of the freeway that pretty much had like crosswinds and stuff going. So I literally thought that one of my tires was pretty much running flat. It turns out that it was really just from the wind and everything, shifting all the weight of the bike back and forth and stuff. It's really crazy. I guess that's one of the pros of, having a heavier bike or something like Kawasaki's Vulcan or something, or some type of cruiser, is that you don't really, like, even in high wind situations, and you don't really have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. Which, I mean, I can't even imagine what it would have been like on a 250 or something. I mean, that could have potentially been, I don't know. The 250 is generally going to be a little bit lighter, so 500R is a pretty good blend between these two bikes, really, the 600 class and having a 250 as well, because, I mean, then again, I guess I can't completely say that because my 600 weighs about pretty much as much as my Ninja 500R. It has a lot more power to it. The 500R, it does definitely get up and go, especially if you're a beginner. Like I said, mentioned the past, it definitely gets up and goes, especially if you're a beginner. It's just, that power is just crazy at first. I couldn't even believe how quick it was at first. It's kind of what I thought with this bike when I first got it. Just the fact that you just, I don't know, the thing will just like wheelie in first gear if you lean back far enough. It's just crazy. It's crazy how much power these things have. It's just like, you may think, oh, 100 horsepower, that's like nothing. You really need to look at is the power to weight ratio. It's like this thing weighs 430 pounds. Makes pretty much the same amount of horsepower as my Miata does. And it's like, oh, 100 horsepower, that's like pretty much nothing, but it's like, you think you pretty much shave like 1,900 pounds off that. And then the thing just goes, because there's pretty much no weight. That's pulling, I mean, the engine pretty much has like no weight to pull. Only behind it. If you think about it, I mean, you could be like a 400-pound guy and have really big muscles, and then you could have someone that's skinnier, or I don't even, not big muscles, I mean, that has really strong legs, and chances are he won't be able to outrun the guy that really, I mean, he works out too, but I mean, his legs might not be as strong or whatever, but chances are he'll be able to outrun the guy because he weighs a lot less. It's kind of the same thing with these type of bikes. You can have a super heavy bike and have a ton of power behind them, and then have them get beaten by a smaller bike with less displacement just due to the fact that it weighs less. I guess I'll get over here. Just like that, it's crazy. Turn on here. Yeah, I guess that's where I'll end the video. If anything, let's get out there and ride, have a good time, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.